Welcome to another Baldur's Gate 3 build guide. Today we're going to talk about the top 7 solo builds that you could play without any party members for added challenge and depth to the game. This is definitely something for more advanced players or people that beat the game already and want to try something new or challenging. You can also incorporate these builds in any playthrough with a team and really be powerful. But these 7 builds are extremely overpowered, and some people say even broken. Number 7 is the Barbarian. This is a level 6 druid with a level 6 barbarian. You're going to combine amazing spells with amazing aggressive attacks and the ability to shapeshift into powerful creatures. You're going to start with a druid for 2 levels to gain a subclass and choose Circle of the Moon. Then you switch to Barbarian for 3 levels to get the subclass there. So by then you'll be level 6, 3 levels in Druid, 3 levels in Barbarian. Wild Heart is going to be the choice you take for the Barbarian to be an ultimate tank. And then you want to go deeper into that and pick Bear Heart, so you have great resistance and extra damage dealing. But if you want to go more DPS, you can pick Berserker. Now switch back to Druid after you get your subclass and get the final 3 levels of Druid, making 6 levels of Druid. Then you'll switch back to Barbarian to get the final 3 levels. You're going to have ultimate spells, primal strikes. You're going to be better at wild shaping into an owlbear. This really is going to make you a beefy warrior spellcaster tank on the battlefield. Keep your eyes on Enhanced Leap, Good Berry, Long Strider, and Speak with Animals for extra story capabilities. This is a beast. Number 6 on our list is a dual crossbow build. We talked about this briefly in the last video, but this will be in more detail. You're going to ultimately be Ranger for 5 levels, Fighter for 4 levels, and Rogue for 3 levels. This entire build is based on the Sharpshooter feat. You have to get this in order to do extra damage and counteract the game's high ground rules. Start out by making your Ranger, and at level 3, you're going to choose the Archery Fighting style to gain +2 to range weapon attacks. And also choose Gloomstalker to get the Dread Ambusher feat to gain +3 to your initiative and be able to see in the dark and make those awesome stealth attacks. Now when you hit level 5 and you have the Sharpshooter feat, switch to Fighter. Pick the 2 weapon fighting style so you could use both crossbows and offhands, not get any debuffs for using that, and that's extremely crucial to this build. With the Fighter, you want to gain Action Surge, then choose Battle Master for the precision attack maneuver. Once you're done at level 4 Fighter, then you can go to Rogue to gain the remaining 3 levels, have bonus actions, awesome attack, and even the ability to stealth and do massive amounts of stealth damage. This build is great for long range capabilities, definitely something you want to look out for. Build number 5 is the Gloomstalker Assassin. This is a Ranger level 9, Rogue level 3. This is your ultimate stealth-based build. You'll disappear in the shadows, reappear and attack, masterfully get around the battlefield. You start out with Ranger for 3 levels, get the Gloomstalker subclass, then dip in the Rogue for 3 levels. After choosing Assassin, you'll switch back to Ranger for the remaining levels. Your Dread Ambush from the Gloomstalker gives you 3 extra initiative, and it works great with the Assassin to assassinate people and stealth around. The initiative will give you advantage over enemies that have not taken their turn. Extra feats to look out for would be the Alert feat to boost that even better. And this build is ultimate stealth shadow, attacking from the shadows. Build number 4 is almost like this, but more combat oriented. This is the Ninja build. This is Monk for 7 levels, Rogue for 5 levels. This is a more durable stealth build. You're going to mix Way of the Shadow Monk with Thief Rogue. This build has range capabilities. You're going to make use of your bonus action moves every round and make the monk's ability Shadow Step even better. And you could use the rogue's hide action to hide after doing your attacks. Start with a monk, go to level 3, then you're going to choose Way of the Shadow before switching to rogue. Level the rogue up for 5 levels, gain the thief's fast hand, uncanny dodge, and extra sneak capabilities. Then switch back to monk for the remainder of the game. You definitely want to pick dexterity a lot. Max out your dexterity. And you can also go sharpshooter with this if you want to use ranged abilities like crossbows, bows, etc. Build number 3 is a Pala Lock. This is a classic build from D&D 5th edition. This is a Paladin Warlock. Paladin for 7 levels, Warlock for 5 levels. You are both going to use the Charisma as your main backbone for the build. The more Charisma, the better. Warlocks regain their spell slots after a short rest. This will help keep you going before you gotta take long rests. You'll have a lot of damage output because of this. Create a Paladin at first. Get him to the level 3 to get Oath of the Ancients. Is a great choice for this build. And then at level 7 you'll get Aura of Warding. You'll take half damage from spells. And then eventually, after hitting level 7 Paladin, switch over to Warlock. Choose the Great Old One as your patron, and this will make enemies frightened when you land critical hits. Very important. When choosing your invocations, pick Repelling Blast and Beguiling Influence. Also Pact of the Blade for the Pact boon. Very important for your damage output to add to your Paladin. A great feat to pick for this is Savage Attacker. You could roll 2 dice and pick the higher one for damage output. And definitely again focus on Charisma, Charisma, Charisma for all your damage. Solo build number 2. This is a great one. Everyone knows this one. The Tavern Brawler Monk. You want 8 levels of Monk, 4 levels of Rogue. This build you probably heard of before, but if not, you want to start out with Rogue to gain sneak attack, then switch to Monk and level this to 6 levels. This will give you a good solid foundation with many different things like unarmored defense, unarmored movement, and stunning strike. And then you want to pick Tavern Brawler. The Way of the Open Hand works great also. Switch over to Rogue for 3 levels extra. That'll be a total of 4. Choose the subclass Thief. Okay, when you mix Thief with this build, it'll give you extra bonus actions to use for your punching flurries. And you'll be able to attack almost 4 times in one turn. After you do level 4 Thief, return to the Monk to gain the rest of your levels up to 8 in Monk, and you'll get Evasion and Stillness of Mind to help you with those end game battles. Very powerful build. You could pick people up and toss them around the room. Very great. And finally, the top solo build that you can use to be ultimately powerful is the Ice Assassin. This is a Wizard level 9, Warlock level 2, Cleric level 1. Not only will you be high damage output, but you will be almost invincible with some of the magic spells you're going to put on yourself. And you're mainly going to stick to ice spells and abjuration. Start out by creating a Warlock. Choose Great Old One and pick up Armor of Agathe, and this is your backbone of protecting yourself. At 2nd level, choose Repelling Blast and Armor of Shadows. Again, you're going to need this mage armor for you to stay alive and survive. Now after this, switch to Cleric for just 1 level. Choose Tempest Domain for the ability Wrath of the Storm. This works amazing with this ice build. This build makes heavy use of using water to deal extra damage from your ice spells. And Wrath of the Storm will allow lightning damage to be added to the mix. Now switch to Wizard for the rest of the game. Subclass and Abjuration to gain Arcane Ward to protect you from even further harm. This shield specifically is fueled by other abjuration spells like Mage Armor, Armor of Agathe, Sanctuary, and Glyph of Warding. Definitely focus on your cold damage spells, create pools of water, then do your ice spells, and there's also some items to keep a lookout for. The Morning Frost Staff can be reforged by finding the pieces in the Underdark and the Cold Brim Hat, which can be found in a chest in Balthasar's Chambers in Moonrise Tower. These will both buff your ice spells and make you an ultimate ice assassin. Let me know what you think of these builds. Have you heard of them before? Have you tried them, any of them? Comment down below. I love reading your comments. And thank you for watching this video. I appreciate you all. Have a great rest of your day.